Good morning to the Monday morning inspiration for the joy of creation and the magic of art, creativity, and play. So, are you aware that you are a gift to the planet? Are you aware that your joy is a gift? And if you don't make sadness and anger and frustration more real than the innate joy that is actually you are changing reality. So where are we headed today? And so I was wondering about, we could talk about what unfinished business do you have? Like, as I'm preparing a big solo exhibit that is going to open on August 24th in Milwaukee, I'm also going through paintings, and there are some that are not quite finished. And I have no idea what that is really about. So I am using questions like, wow, am I procrastinating something? Are they done? And I just have a point of view about them not being done. What is this point of view? Are they ready to go out? And I talk with my paintings. Hey, what is it? What do you require? What is there? And when I notice this, it's as if I imagine I take them into a show and I put them out and I see that energy. And then I'm like, when something comes up and I'm like hesitant, I'm asking more questions like, what is this? So I have two paintings here that I'm going to play with today and add energies to them, add paint and whatever. One might not make it to the show because it's an oil painting, and if I paint on this today, it will not dry. And what if no reason and no justification ever stops you in creating what you would like to create? Like, I could say now to this painting, oh, I don't paint on you because I want to take you into the show. What is that, right? Do I have to? Like, see, we have so many points of view about our creations and what is required, and also where have you avoided completing something? And we could take this anywhere. It doesn't have to be with your art projects, but how many projects do you actually have that you never really completed, and they are sitting there and they might be asking you for completion? I wonder.
Yes, I know. I do that with book ideas, and I think part of why I don't complete them as you're asking this, proposing this wonderful question, I'm afraid of the judgment once they are out there in public. Probably much like your artwork. I don't know if that's something you do, but that's what I do. I'm afraid of the judgment of the public.
Yes, that's a great point that you bring up. Because
it's so personal, what you write about, or
yeah, but is this actually true?
Yeah, that's I love it. You always have these great questions. Yes.
Who does it belong to, actually? Is this yours? Really?
Oh, no.
If you really ask, wow, am I actually really, like, truth? Am I afraid?
I think I am, but
I know.
It doesn't feel right. It
Exactly.
doesn't feel natural.
Exactly. So yes. Yeah. are you actually really afraid, or whose point of view is it? There is something about a level of vulnerability that is actually an amazing gift. Let's say as an artist, no matter what you are creating, no matter what, whether you are a musician or a songwriter, a sculptor, architect, singer or painter, the moment you put you out with your art, you become subject to people's judgments, and they will always judge you no matter what. I mean, people anyway always judge you no matter what. Yet when you are out there with creations, a book or whatever, you give them food that they can judge you even more. People judge you.
Yes.
And it's just, when we start looking, judgment is everywhere. And in the art world, it is critique. It is all these people who will judge what you put out and what you bring out into the world. Yet what if we have no point of view about that? Who cares? Who cares whether they judge, right? Like, let's take as an example Harry Potter. Had she thought, oh my God, I cannot put this out, nobody is really writing about these things, and I cannot, and I will be judged, and people will say I'm a witch or whatever, whatever. Had she made that more real than her knowing, she might have never sent her books to publishers. And the thing is, and there are people who judge these books, and I just love them totally.
I do too.
Yeah, and see what amazing change it created in the world. What really, when we look at it, what it contributed to how we perceive and see magic. Also, what do you know about magic? Like, I remember when I saw the first movie, I was like, yes, that, and yes, that, and of course, gate 9¾ at the train station, of course, right? And going through walls and like all these magical capacities that, how many of you out there just had this space of where it flew all into your wide open doors as the space of possibility, right? So what gift are your creations to the world that your judgment of them and your judgment of you is preventing them to be out there? Yeah, so many artists, I think that there are so many quotes of artists out there, and I think it was Georgia O'Keeffe who said, being an artist takes courage. And how courageous are you that you have never acknowledged? Who cares who judges you? So everywhere you have tried to not be judged, will you let that go?
Yes, yes.
And are you willing to receive judgment?
Yes.
And everywhere, cool, that is great, thank you. Everywhere you have, everywhere you have always only been willing to receive the positive judgment and not the negative judgment, will you let that go?
Yes.
Thank you. The positive judgment, by the way, is much more invasive than the negative one. When people tell you, oh, your book is so great, and I love that story, you will then try to write another book in the same gist of the idea, right? Because you think, oh, they love that, that's my market, or whatever, that's my crowd. What if we never make any judgment valuable, but we just say, wow, that's an interesting point of view, and what else can I create? What else would love to be created by me? And And then there are artists that are, that, you know, in this world, in the art world specifically, it is all about not changing. You have a style, and once you are, like, somebody discovers you, or you have a gallery, they want you to be consistent. They want you to be controlled. They don't want you to walk off of that trail and paint something totally different. It's like, oh, have you more of that?
Mm.
that flower or whatever. and how stifling can this be? Now, can we have the space where we are willing to create more of that, and yet still nourish and nurture what is joyful to us, which might mean you write a different genre, or you paint a different painting. You allow just the splashing of the ideas and the splashing of the color to take you somewhere else, while you feed whatever the gallery wants into the gallery, right? So can we do all of this? Yes or no? Can we be all of this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, we can, if we don't have a point of view about it.
Right.
Do you see how it is really true, and it's so amazing? There's, in access consciousness, we say that your point of view creates your reality. It is your point of view that is creating your reality. If you don't have a point of view, if you don't have a point of view about who is going to judge you, if you don't have a point of view of, you know, what they say about your paintings or what anybody requires of you, it is really simply asking the question, okay, they want more of this from me, more of this type of painting or this type of books. Can I do this? Would this be fun for me? Yes or no? And you follow whatever is joyful. If it's not, if, you know, like, how many artists have been stifled and compromised by demands, where whatever they are creating that is in the flow is not acceptable to I don't know who, but they must, let's take musicians, they must sing when the manager says, now you have to sing, you have to perform. Whereas, like, when we are in the flow, how beautiful is it to just pop up and show up and be in the moment? Can we be all of it? Yes, we can, if we don't have a point of view.
Wonderful. That opens things up.
Yeah, we might also use all these things as excuses. Oh, I'm afraid they will judge me. It might also be an excuse. Is it?
That kind of turns me around.
Yeah. See, okay, so if you were simply writing that book for you and the flower that is there in your garden or whatever, if you were simply writing that book just for the joy of it, and you don't even think about, see, how much are you actually making a problem out of the book even before it is finished?
Oh my. That
Yeah.
sheds a on this. Oh wow.
Rather than simply writing it.
Yes.
What gift is the journey of the art? What gift is the creating of it to the world and to you? That if you would simply create it, would nourish and expand the space and dance of possibility for you and the world.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, like, how is that to you when you hear that? Is this light? Is it heavy or what?
Oh, it's helium-like. It's very light.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It is our points of view that literally get in the way, and nothing else does. It is simply and only our points of view. Really, nothing else. Nothing else.
This is very important to take with you in the art world, I imagine.
Oh, yes. There
Wow.
is 50,000 millions of judgments. It's
Yes.
everything. It is the artwork work itself. It is the pricing. It is how I look and what I say or not, or it's the color. They want it in blue instead of red. And like, so one thing to take with you and be aware of is that in this reality, everybody always tries to find a reason to exclude you, a reason to not say yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's this process of elimination. So everywhere you have
Oh.
allowed others to eliminate you, will you please let all of this go? Yeah, who
Oh,
cares?
that explains a lot. Oh my goodness, that doesn't seem like a natural thing for myself, but in this reality that exists very strongly.
Yes,
Hmm.
and the moment you put your foot on a stage, or you write and you go to publishers, or you create anything, they will try to eliminate you.
Oh.
And can you be an allowance of that and keep asking questions? Like, if one publisher says no, what does this mean?
Yes, and like the author of the Harry Potter books did that. That's so wonderful. I love that. That's a great example.
Yes, right?
He was
It's
it must
yes,
have been an allowance to accept that, to go further. Wow.
yes. It is this space of, I just had to take a sip of my amazing tea. It is the space of never give up, keep walking. Who
Oh.
cares what people are saying? What is the important part? It is your knowing. It is you being willing to be in the world with your creations and shine. It is really this. You could read all these biographies of artists or writers, actors. It has always been their willingness to not give up, to keep walking. It is this knowing that, also what can your creations contribute to you? What do they want to be in the world? Where do they desire to be? And you could start in your local community, um, to read passages of your book, the beginning or whatever. You could also start a blog and write about your process. Who cares? The most of the most brilliant blogs were created not because they wanted to be famous, but they were just sharing, for whoever would read it, their process, their journey. And again, when we don't have a point of view about how many people are going to follow us, it is not about that, right? If we don't have a point of view about that, how big can it be? How many people can you inspire? It's really all about, what do you desire? If it is about inspiration, you could inspire your local community right now, today.
Yeah, not everything has to be like in the art world vernacular, commissioned. You know, it can just be spontaneous, I imagine. Like you're saying, you can just go out there and do it.
Yeah. It is really this space of being. There's this amazing book that I highly recommend, Being You, Changing the World, by Dr. Dane here. Being You, Changing the World. What if you being you is changing the world? You being you. And inspiring people, you don't have to have a TV channel. Inspiration is when you have a kind word for someone who is sitting by the rabbit hole. If you have a kind word for somebody who is sad about something, or, you know, I was just talking last week with my friend who has this amazing fiber store. We were talking about the situation in the world, and she shared with me that so many people, so many of her friends are so sad and depressed and in this giving up mode. And I said to her, we must never give up. When we don't give up, but we are that space of the joy, and also we do whatever we can to feed our joy, to do the things and share the things that are joyful to us, this is always changing realities. Always. Just create your book, write it. Who cares, you know? Like, write it. What if there is never an excuse? Now what?
Yes, I have to leave.
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't have time to talk any longer. Oops.
I must go create.
Yeah, and then really like use these questions, like, hey, when is now the time to continue writing? And what if you did, like, every day 20 minutes? Just simply write. Your book could be done within a month or two. And then what? So do you have any concerns about, whoa, wow, now what do I do when my book is finished? Then what? Oops, what do I do when the painting is finished? Then what? Well, then what? What can you create then? So everywhere you have only been willing to create, oh, there is something like, always, everywhere you have only been willing to create one project and never further into the future, will you let that go?
Yes, that's a wonderful question.
Yeah, thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so what if it is not just this, oh, I have to focus on this one book or this whatever, one painting or this one show, but you create that, and you always stay in the question, and what else, and what's next? What can I create next? How can I use the energy of that creation to create greater, to create more? Future. There's tons of possibilities. You could write short articles and submit like about your book, or it is really about the moment. Also, there's also another thing. So everywhere you have only been looking for the negative, will you please let that go?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, because the moment you put it out, the moment you put out a chapter into the world or a writing about your book, let's say you submit an article and that article gets published, there's also where you will be receiving energies from the world, from the people, also nourishing and encouraging and beautiful energies. Have you ever looked at that? It will be a mix of everything. And what if it's all energy? What if we are willing to receive whatever that is and not have a point of view? Even the judgments, when they judge you, then turn it up. When people have negative judgments about you, turn it up. Turn it up. Always turn it up. It is where they are actually also feeding energy into your universe. And when you are willing to receive that energy, you can create with it. It is all energy. And how potent is that energy when people judge you harshly or whatever? It's energy.
So is it about transforming the energy? I'm a little lost.
I wonder.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, what can you create with this energy? When we are willing to receive judgment from people, we are going to make a lot more money that year. Hello.
Yes, I'm trying to register that.
When you are not willing to receive judgment from people, how do you have, like, can you be really big and exuberant you, or must you be like folded up and squared into a tiny corner in your room?
Okay, I see.
Right?
Right.
Look at the stars, like the celebrity, right? Or like years back, Madonna, right? How much was she judged? How many people judged Michael Jackson, Prince, Lorena McKennitt, or whatever? Any, like, you can, like, take any of them. Somebody always has to say something about them.
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe. It is when we make this mean something that we get depressed and, whatever. What if nothing and no one can taint and spoil your joy? Ever. Your joy is a gift to the world. And you, with your creations, is this a joyful space?
Yes.
Yeah. And what if that is a gift to everything? You and your joy, like, really make that big. I know there are not a lot of people talking about this on the planet. But
right,
does this
right.
mean, does it mean it doesn't have value? What if it has value? What if there is also a reality beyond this reality that is totally freaking joyful? Look at the whales, look at the dolphins. Are they depressed? They could have thousands of reasons to be depressed, but are they? Are the birds
No.
depressed and saying, oh, more and more of us are going into extinction? No, they sing, right? The butterflies, the rare butterfly, does it say, oh my God, I cannot fly out anymore. I have to stay here, hidden away because I'm the last one of my kind, the last Mohican or whatever. Right? Do they get afraid and hide?
No.
Some might have went away and hidden, and that's a totally different subject about Earth. Yet I'm talking about these rare species that are now on the planet. No, they don't shrink. They're exuberant, beautiful being, no matter what. And so is it possible for us to also be that?
Yes.
Yeah. So keep creating. Look at your projects, look at your creations and ask, wow, is it time for me to complete you? Is it time for me to, complete you, to get you into the world? And it doesn't mean, oh, now I have to have an exhibit or a book reading in New York City at this whatever famous bookstore. No, it is the moment you write the last word and you are done with writing it. This is when it's in the world. And then what? What's next then? Where is an editor? Who can I work with? Who can I play with? Who can contribute to this book? Also ask for support. Ask, surround yourself with people who have your back and ask for their energies. Ask them to contribute to it, to contribute to you. And then who cares about the others, the naysayers or the I don't know what's? Who cares what the other day somebody came to my gallery here at my place and ding dong rang at my door and I say, yeah, hello. He said, oh, you have a gallery here. I said, yes. He said, do you have wildlife prints? And I'm like, no, I don't have wildlife prints. I can show you though what kind of art I have here. He said, no, I only want wildlife prints, like the deer and the bear. And so I said, okay, sorry, but there is a beautiful gallery in Montello. And so what if we don't, I could have went into, like, blah, 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 whatever, like, and then it made it wrong that I don't have wildlife prints, paintings, or I could have made him wrong. No, he was very specific what he was looking for. And it's okay. People like what they like. And it might be one thing today and another thing tomorrow. Does it mean something? Do we have to get upset? No, why? Choice. They choose what they choose, and also we choose what we choose. So are you willing to choose the joy of you and the gratitude for you that doesn't have any judgment, no matter what people say?
Yes.
No matter what. All right, so I have no idea what time it is. I think our time is up. Do you have anything else?
No, thank you, Bettina. It's just wonderful for you to share this and, through your own experience of asking questions and with your exhibit coming up. What a wonderful opportunity for us to see this.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here and for asking all these amazing questions. And also it is this willingness to go there and even ask, right? then we can change things. It is just a point of view that got stuck. And what motion can we bring in there to unstuck you and unstuck this point of view? I wish you all a wonderful and beautiful week. Keep creating and keep being you more and more and more and more and more. And I see you next Monday. If you want to come to Milwaukee to my opening, it is on August 24th at Gallery M at the Hotel Intercontinental on Kilbourne Avenue. It's right downtown, beautiful hotel. And we open at 5 p.m. So you are all invited. And have a wonderful day. I see you soon. Bye-bye.